Parenting is a huge responsibility, and it's also such a diverse responsibility that there are as many parenting styles as there are parents. So people have different ideas, beliefs, and thoughts about parenting, and then they take different actions, sometimes depending on the child as well. So there could be four different children in the household, and all four require different kind of parenting, and they're all true. So how do we then navigate what is a good parenting? And I think without judging any parents, I think we are all doing our best. And because parenting doesn't come with a rule book, it makes it very difficult to navigate this responsibility. However, over the many years I have been working on it, I've been trying to understand, reading about it, and also experimenting and kind of trying to see what works, what doesn't work for me. So one of the basic fundamental premise that I keep in my mind about parenting is that our children do not come from us, they come through us. And there is a difference when we start to think like that. So when we think that the children come from us, then there is this sense of the children coming out and we are somehow doing our duty in bringing them in the world, and then when they grow up, they have the duty to do certain things for us. But when we start thinking that the children just come through us, it means that we are simply a medium, or we are simply a way to bring into this world another soul, and that soul has its own unique identity, its own unique destiny to live their life in their own way. Our duty is to obviously take care of that tiny life when they come in this world, and because they can't look after themselves, so we give them food, love, shelter, guidance, everything that we can as parent we provide to them, because that is our duty, that's our call to be in this world, to look after this new soul that has come across, and until they become independent and they do whatever their destiny is and they live it. And what we do in the meantime is give them complete guidance based on whatever our knowledge is. And also we make mistakes in parenting, always. Our parents made their mistake and then we correct them, we rectify them, and then we make our own mistake, which our children will correct them and improve. And that's how generation after generation we have been improving, we have been taking care of things, or new problems are being managed by new parents. So this is how the generation is going. For me, what really works the best is also the understanding that I am the parent and my child is a child. So this is a different kind of relationship at a different level. They are not my friends. So a lot of women and a lot of people these days, they very proudly say that, oh, my children are my friend. There's nothing wrong in saying that. But what happens when we start to think that they are our friends is we start to share our lives with them. And therein lies the mistake. When we start sharing our lives, usually our pain and our sorrow, or anything, our difficulty with our children when they're younger, it puts a lot of burden on them without us realizing. So while we are being friends, we can share things that they do not understand, or they should not really know about, or they cannot carry the burden of that. So let's just stop looking at our children as our friends. They are our children and we are the parent. The other thing that happens when we think like that is the parent has the responsibility to give and the child has the right to take. It's not the other way. So we should never be expecting our children to give us things in return. It was our duty to look after them. They are our children. When they grow up, they can do things, out of their own volition, out of their own love and care. But there shouldn't be any expectation that because we have raised them, now our children should be looking after them. I don't prescribe to that theory. But that's just my point of view. The other most important thing that I use in my parenting, or my husband and I, we both use in our parenting, is we are very consistent. So we both work as a partner. We both make a decision to guide them together. So we are not split about our decision and we are not divided, because when we are divided among ourselves, if parents are divided, then children get confused. So we try to be very consistent, we try to be together, and we try to partner our parenting for our children. And then most importantly for me is open communication. And this is where I think there is a lot of making or breaking of parenting happens. So in my household, there is this open communication belief system that whatever our children are going through, they feel free to come to us and tell us everything, even if it's good or bad, even when they make mistakes, even when they have done something that they are afraid that they shouldn't have done. It's okay. They can come and they can share everything that they can with us without any fear of being judged. So we don't judge our children. If they make a mistake, they bear the consequences, and they learn from their mistake, and then life goes on. So in that way, what happens is for my children, I know exactly what's going through in their life. I know what's going through in their mind. I know what they are feeling and thinking, and because they can share with us timely, that we are able to guide them without it becoming too late or too bad for them. And if we don't listen to our children, and if our children cannot come to communicate with us, they start looking outside to communicate with people who may not be their best guide, or who may not think of their best interest, right? So that's why for us it's very important that we communicate openly with our children, that we do not expect anything in return from our children, that we understand that it's our duty to give to them, and it's not their duty to give back to us. They have the right to take from us. They make mistake and we forgive. That is our relationship. So we do not compete with them in the sense of punishing them because they have done something wrong. So we punish them, and because they made us feel bad or anything. It's not like that. They are the children. They are in a position to make mistake, and we are in a position to forgive. So these are some of the basic principles that we apply in our parenting. And so far, I believe that it's going well, or at least my children tell me that they feel free to come to us and share with us anything and everything that's going on in their life. And I feel very, very lucky about that. We make mistakes. We make a lot of mistakes every day, but we also learn from our mistakes. We look back at these basic principles, and usually we may have broken one or two. So that's where we find our remedy also in 4 or 5 of these things that I mentioned. Sometimes 1 or 2 are broken, and then we look back and we rectify. So as parents, we are always going to make mistakes, and that's normal. Our children are going to improve on them, and then our children are going to make their mistake, which their children are going to improve, and the generations of life will follow through as it has been flowing to us up until now. So happy parenting, I guess, and share with me your parenting tips as well. What are some of the things that has worked well for you? What are the things that don't work for you? Please share. I would love to hear from you.